All right, so today we have Miss Kaydi Ramos, and she's an upcoming entrepreneur who is the owner of Pasha BK, which represents the Lashes by Kaydi. Before we start, I would like to give a shout out to Miss Morgan Fabulous, who was a previous guest on my show, and she has been so positive and respectful and so motivational for me. Miss Morgan has showed me a lot of love, and ever since I met her, she's just been so nice, and she recommended Miss Ramos to me. And yeah, it's an honor to have you on here, and I want to tell you thank you, Miss Katie, for coming on my show. Can you
Yeah.
please introduce yourself?
Hi, my name's Katie, and I am the owner of Posh LBK, and I am excited to be here.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Okay, so Miss Katie, my first question for you is, what is Posh LBK?
So Posh LBK is a lash studio that's located in Vienna, Virginia, and we do lash extensions, and I specifically specialize in natural lash health, which means that I just prioritize the integrity of the natural lashes. Um, and then we also do facials as well.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Where can people find you at?
They can find me on Instagram at PoshLBK.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. My next question for you is, how long has Posh LBK been in establishment?
So it's been an establishment for um, almost 4 years now, but we've rebranded. Um, and as the company continues to grow, we continue to rebrand and change our identity as I also, grow and change. But officially 4 years.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. What have been some things in these past 4 years that you learned later on that you wish people would have told you when you first started out?
So I actually like come from a medical background. Um, I worked in the medical field before I did this, so I didn't really know anything about business. So a lot of it has been like, just self teaching, like reading books, taking courses. Um, but I think that one of the things that I've previously learned this year is in entrepreneurship, they always say like, you need to like learn how to enjoy like the ride or like the process. And I never really understood that until this past year, where when we were in quarantine and I wasn't able to work. It gave me a lot of time to like just be reflective and also like downtime. So it's like learning also how to appreciate and go through those low times as well as the high times. um, so I think just like overall, just really like now I understand that concept of like, appreciating the good and the bad times, but like just being more present and like, you know looking every day at the accomplishments that you do and like all the things that you do and be like, okay, like I'm doing this right now and I'm like grateful that I'm in the process to get to where I want to get to. um so I think that that's one of the things that I'd love to share to people is just like life is a journey. And like you were saying, you're going to you want to be a dental hygienist, and it's like right now it might seem like that's like kind of far, or like you're just starting, or but it's like you have to learn how to enjoy this time, while you're like learning and studying and doing all like the foundational work, and then you'll get to enjoy more, you know what I mean, kind of appreciating that.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. That makes a lot of sense. I needed to hear that one because all I'm worried about is the end picture, but you're saying no, worry about the process. That's
Yeah, because it's like I think it's so easy to get wrapped up in like what's next, what's next, what's next, or like the future where it's like you're living in the future instead of like being like, oh wow, like okay, like I actually took the step to go to sign up for this class. I'm actually doing this work. I'm actually like I've learned this so far. And like that's the same like in business too. It's like, like I started off like working from I worked in a salon, and then when I like transitioned to go on my own, I started off like working from my basement, and kind of like just starting there, learning and just continuing to grow, doing things that scared me, like getting really used to being uncomfortable. Um, but yeah, but also like, being able to be like, wow, like at one point I was there and now I'm here. And I'm like so grateful that I'm here now. Instead of just thinking like, well, my end goal is this, and just living in that thought.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. That's a great answer. My next question for you is, what uh what new products or what upcoming events do you have in store for Posh LBK this year coming up?
Um, just like learning and adding new services. I'm finishing up right now my esthetician's program. So like I've been introducing like facials, but getting more into like the skincare side of things. And I mean, I have a lot of goals for this year, so I'm really excited.
Yes,
Um,
ma'am. Um, my next question for you is, what? Okay, what is your zodiac sign?
I'm a Virgo.
What do they say about Virgos?
So typically what they say about Virgos is that they're very like analytical, perfectionists, very practical, logical. Um, yeah, that's usually what they say. It's the best side.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
What about you?
I'm a Cancer.
Okay.
Mm,
My
I don't know.
roommate and best friend is a Cancer.
That's cool. That's
Very
cool.
in tune with your emotions.
Absolutely. Abs- 100%. I've never met a Cancer that's not. But I don't know. I like Virgos too. I don't mind. I like
Mm-hmm.
Virgos. Well, I'm cool with all signs. I don't know. Okay, so do you know your moon and your ascendant?
So my rising, I believe, is in Scorpio. My moon is in Libra, and I don't know what my ascending is. I don't think.
That's okay.
I'm
That's
not
okay.
like really like that into astrology. Like I like it, and I like the concept of it, but I've never really like studied it.
I understand. I've never. I like it. Me too. I like the concept of
Like I
it.
like hearing about it and learning about it, but I've actually like I haven't taken the time to like really study it. My sister actually like she like reads a bunch of books, and like she like reads tarot cards, and like she is really into it. And when I talk to her, it's so funny because she just confuses me. She's like, "Yeah, like your house is in this and blah blah blah," and I'm like, "What are you talking about?"
Yes, man. I don't read that much on it, but I be fascinated sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Um, that's cool. Shout out your sister. Shout out to your sister.
Yeah.
Um, my next question for you is, what's your favorite color?
Um, my favorite color is green,
Has green
like a
always?
dark forest green.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I like green too. What's your favorite number?
My favorite what?
Your favorite number.
My favorite number is probably one.
Has the one always been your favorite number?
Mm, I don't know, honestly. Like, because I sometimes don't have like specifically favorites. But I'm like, out of like right now, when you told me that, I'm like, I don't think anyone's ever asked me that question. And like I had to think about it for a minute. And I'm like, okay, yeah, I think that's my favorite number.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. One's a great number. Um, what are your five favorite foods?
Five favorite foods. Um, I like chicken a lot. I love like fresh fish, like sushi, and then I've like recently been getting into cooking. So I like easy meals, like crock pot meals.
Those the best meals.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. You say you like to cook. If I ever came to Virginia, what are five dishes that I need to try made by Miss Kaydi?
Oh, if you ever came to Virginia, we would have like a full dinner party. I'm actually I'm down in the Outer Banks right now, right? And it's my friend's birthday. So we're at her house, and I'm cooking tonight, and I'm gonna be making this like it's basically like a creamy garlic chicken dish, but it's like asparagus and peas, and then um, kind of like seared chicken, but then like you cook it in the sauce. It's so good. So like we will have like an appetizer. We will have main courses. I'm not a baker, so we will not have. Okay. We'll have ice cream.
Yes, man. Ice cream is fun. Ice cream is fun. That's cool. I've never had that before. Shared chicken with asparagus. Yeah, yeah, that's
Yeah,
cool.
it's the sauce though. The
It's
sauce is
I
like very
know,
thick,
and you
so
cook
you
it
like
with
cook
it
the chicken
too.
in the sauce, huh?
And you cook the chicken inside the sauce. That
So
just
yeah, so you like
yeah.
cook the chicken slightly first to kind of sear it, and then you finish it off in the sauce, so it like really like gets that taste.
That's good. That's good. Oh, please take
I'll
some
have to send you
pictures.
the recipe.
Oh, yeah, please send me the recipe and please take pictures today, cause I would love
I
to see
will.
that.
It'll be on my story.
Absolutely, I'm gonna be in tune today. Um, my next question for you is, okay, what five countries would you like to visit?
um, I would love to go to Greece. I would love to go to Singapore. I would love to go to Bali, to Thailand. Um, and I would love to go to like Australia.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I think you might be the first person who said Bali. I think that's cool. I think that's
Yeah.
cool. It's a beautiful place.
Have you been?
I wish.
You can go.
No man, I like
Once the pandemic is over.
when I said beautiful, I meant on YouTube. It's
Yeah, no,
beautiful
it
on
is.
YouTube.
It's actually like I think like the most expensive thing is like getting there, but once you're there, it's I've heard that it's like not expensive at all.
Yes, man, that's cool. Well,
Hmm.
Miss Katie, as soon as you go, please let me know, cause
Yeah.
for real, that'll be a great trip. I would love to go there. That's cool. My next question for you is: would you rather go into space or deep sea diving?
Space.
What would you like to see in space?
I feel like if I could get out of like my human body and go to space, I would love to see like just like external life out there or like another planet that has like life on it.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I think that's cool too. My next question for you is: what are your five favorite animals?
My five favorite animals. I love dogs. Like I'm obsessed with dogs. I actually have a little dog. She's a Maltese. She's here with me. She goes everywhere with me. And then I love giraffes, and I like rhinos, and I like, let's see, that's three. Mm, I love like ostriches are pretty, and maybe like panda bears are really cute.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Um, that's cool. I like Panda Bears too. My next question for you is, what are your five favorite drinks?
Five favorite drinks, probably like water. I love like vitamin waters, coffee, a dirty martini, a glass of prosecco.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. What is your perfect martini?
A dirty martini would be the perfect martini.
Yes, ma'am. What is your perfect coffee?
Perfect coffee would be coffee made in a French press with like frosted creamer.
Yes, ma'am.
My sister makes that every day.
That's cool. That's cool. Would you rather have it made at home or from the store?
At home.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. My next question for you is, do you like to go shopping?
I'm actually like not a huge shopper.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Do you have any talents?
I feel like I have many talents. Well, I am a lash artist, so that's my main talent. Um, and I really like connecting and talking to people and like getting to know like kind of like what makes them them. But I guess that's, I don't know if that's a talent. It's more so something that I like. Um,
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. That's definitely a talent. That's a communication skill.
yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. All right. So, Ms. Ramos, my next questions for you are, what are your plans for the next 5 years, and what are your plans for the next 10 years?
Um, so, okay. So I feel like right now, at the moment in my life, I'm working more so on like short term goals. So I can't really say what the plans are for the next 5 years. Um, like I was talking about before, like I'm really trying to be more present. So for the next year, I'm going to finish all my studies and get all my licensings that I need. And then I want to open up a academy to teach and a salon. So it'd be kind of like a school and a salon.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I think that's great. Um, I think that's real great. How is it aesthetic school? Is that what it's
Yeah, so it's esthetician.
esthetician school? How is that?
Mm-hmm. It's good. So the program that I'm doing is almost like an apprenticeship program where it's some kind of like learning hands on and then like doing a lot of the like studying on my own, then like taking tests and stuff like that. But basically, for the esthetician, you have to get a state license. So just like a realtor would get like a state license, it's the same concept. So I will be taking my board exam at the end of this month if everything goes as planned. But then just continuing, there's like different licensings that you can get. Um, so then just continuing to the next one. And then hopefully there's three that I want to get. So hopefully by the end of this year, I'll have all three.
Okay, okay. I had to write that down. Board exam the end of this month. You're gonna
Yeah.
hear from me, Miss Katie. Like, what's
Oh,
going on?
yay.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, ma'am. I can't wait for that. As soon as you get in the program, as soon as you get it, I'm gonna post it. You better not post it on Instagram because I'm gonna repost it for sure. You know what I'm saying? Congratulations, Miss Katie, for
Thank you.
becoming
Yeah.
a certified aesthetician. I can't say it. I can spell it
Esthetician.
though. I can
Yeah.
spell it. Yes, ma'am. My next question for you, Miss Katie, is what is your message to the future generation of women?
Um, my message is to support each other more. And I think honestly, that's one of the things that I've noticed that's been happening more is like women are really supporting each other more. Um, I feel like, women have always been suppressed in the past. So I think that with suppression, sometimes it's hard to come together because when you're suppressing someone, you want to isolate them. So I feel like once you get out of that like suppression and oppression, um, it's hard to like come together. But I feel like in the past like I've really noticed it more in the past like 2 years, and even like in my industry, like there's so many people that are so supportive, and I think that that's one of the new things that like now people are like sharing their ideas more, and like the owner of Tesla, for instance, like he like shares everything. And I think that that's what you need to do. You need to like bring value and share, and like at the end of the day, like there is no competition but yourself. Like no one is going to do, we could learn how to do the exact same thing, but what makes you you, that's going to be, that's like your secret sauce. And like for me, like I think one of the things that, like anyone can learn how to do lashes. It's very easy, but I think that like the clients that I attract are like the clients that I like connect with. So I'm like there might be like 100 lash artists in one area, but you're gonna connect with someone and they're gonna come to you. But yeah, just support.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So, Miss Katie, you said anybody can do lashes, but your secret sauce is the connections and relationships that you build with your clients.
Yeah.
That's cool. I need to get my secret sauce up. That's
Yeah.
cool. That's cool. That's great. My next, that's cool, Miss Katie. That was cool. You just said it no nonchalantly, like that was a gem. That was a
Thank
gem.
you. Yeah, because I feel like like even in like the dentistry world, like there's so many dentists and dental hygienists and stuff, and like I mean, there's so many people with teeth. Like, not one person can serve everyone. Like, you wouldn't have enough hours in the day.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I think you're right. Yeah, you're absolutely right. You're making a lot of sense. Um, my next question for you is, what would you like to tell your future self 20 years from now?
I would like to tell my future self, congratulations.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. My next question for you is, are there any shout outs that you would like to make to your friends or to your family?
Yeah. I mean, I feel like shout out to all of my friends that are my family. They're like my biggest support system. Shout out to all my clients. I love them.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. What would you like people to know about you before they go to your social medias?
Um, I think that they could like I'm very open and like I'm always here to like help. I'm always here to listen. And like I always tell people like don't hesitate to like ask me a question or ask me anything. That's my biggest thing, especially, with my business. Like, I'm like, please, like, if you have any questions or concerns, like, just let me know. No judgment.
No judgment. My next question for you is, how do you feel women are represented in the world?
I mean, I think that, like, that differs in what parts of the world we're in, but like I said before, I feel like women are, um, they're showing up for each other, and that's so nice to see. Like, being a woman is literally like one of like the hardest things, I feel like, because you have had this identity for so long to be like a homemaker, and now that we've entered like, women having like full-blown careers and like, you know becoming equal to men, as far as like working and earning money, but then you're still expected to be like a perfect homemaker, and that's like a full-time job. Like, you know like, a lot of my clients are moms, and like, I'm just like, I don't have any children, but I'm like, wow, like, it's crazy, like, the amount of stuff that women do, and like all the different hats that they wear, and like, they still like strive to do more and still push to do more, and it's, I mean, the fact that like women are able to give birth is like an amazing, insane thing, literally building a human inside of your body. um so yeah, I mean, I feel like we're represented differently in different parts of the world, but I think that we're coming up. So
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I agree. I believe y'all are coming up as well. Um, my last question for you, Miss Ramos, is what would you do if you were the president?
if I was the president, oh, I would not want to be the president. That is a very, very, that title is, it holds a lot of responsibility. So I think I would pass on being the president.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Well, thank you so much, Miss Kaydi Ramos, the owner of Posh LBK, for coming on my show. Is
Yeah,
there
thank you so much for having me.
Yes, ma'am. Is there anything that I didn't ask you, or is there anything that we didn't talk about that you would like to say?
Um, yeah, I think that like, I feel like over this like past year, like, I've been doing a lot of like work on myself, like, and just like reading a lot. So I just like encourage people to like do things that make you uncomfortable, and like, continue to grow, continue to glow, continue to just shine. And
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Continue to glow, continue to grow, and continue to
yeah,
shine. Yes, ma'am. Thank you again, Miss Ramos.
thank you.
Yes, ma'am.